in containers with his shipment of kids. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick and that were already dying. There were babies. They were 6 years old, and I'll never forget them just crying, and everybody was just staring at them. Everybody was just staring at each other. Nobody knew whether or not to move.
Secret rooms, they got secret rooms.
Go on, tell me, how do I find the secret?
So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places, string around, and then they put all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
Okay.
Not like earrings, but like little gold piercings around the private.
Yeah.
And they all dance around with skulls on in the church there.
Of human hunting, and when a mind control slave such as myself was stripped of clothes and turned loose in the woods, I was then hunted by George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Bill Clinton, among others. But they were the main ones.
Is Ali Carter being silenced?
I'm sure she is. I hope it's not my fault. I made an outcry to her that I'm willing to talk to her.
I was at a Diddy party. I was one of the party favors. But I told you, nobody tells on.
Ali Carter is back again, and this time she exposed never-before-seen tapes of everything that went down at Epstein's mansion, including exclusive footage of the tunnel that the victims were brought in through when they got on the island. Up until this point, only the feds had access to these tapes. But baby, you can leave it to Ali to put her freedom and life on the line to expose the truth. In fact, she had actually been speaking out about all this stuff way before the DOJ put out the Epstein files, but no one believed her. There are a reported 1,000+ victims, some of whom were really young. And guess what? All of them had their passports taken so they couldn't run. Now, as I said, when Ali first spoke about all this, people were really not ready to tear the truth down about what their favorite celebrities were getting up to. But since the release of the Epstein files, things have been very different. Not only because the files opened everyone's eyes to what was really going on, but also because of how eerily similar it was to everything Ali already told us. Starting with the victim who has since been described as the Diary Girl. She wrote about being repeatedly essayed by Epstein, saying that she no longer even felt like a complete human being, just a body being used for the pleasures of these billionaires. She wrote prayers begging to be released from what she called torture and hell. One entry that had a sonogram image glued to that page read, "I can't bring myself to write what happened. I'm beyond broken. I only got 10 to 15 minutes to hold and feed her before they took her. She is mine. I want her back." Another entry said, "Tomorrow is the halfway ultrasound for Jeffrey. This one stuck. After they took the first baby who survived an early miscarriage, I think it was called, I no longer feel like a person, but a vessel. Will they take this one too?" Now, even though she said she lost the first, she went on to ask why they would take her second baby, leading everyone to believe that she didn't actually just lose the first one as she claimed. From the looks of it, she actually gave birth, and it was taken from her. And I know what you're probably thinking. What exactly did they do to those they took from these victims? Well, that hasn't been confirmed, but considering everything Ali said, they probably used them as tribute in their rituals. But this was just the beginning. There was also a lawsuit in the files alleging that a 16-year-old girl with mosaic Down syndrome was used by billionaire Leon Black at Epstein's Manhattan mansion in 2002. She was allegedly sent there by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and from there, Epstein's associates had their way with her. Now, of course, Leon Black denied the allegations, but no one believes a word coming out of his mouth. I mean, Bill Gates also denied being close friends with Epstein, only for us to later find out that he caught a whole STD from one of the hookers Epstein had, and even ended up passing it on to his then-wife, Melinda Gates. And as if that wasn't bad enough, he tried to trick her into taking antibiotics that he got from Epstein to treat the disease. Mind you, Melinda didn't even know she had been infected. And then there is Virginia Giuffre, who I'm sure most of y'all have heard about. She was probably the most vocal one out of all Epstein's victims. She was recruited when she was 15 while working at Mar-a-Lago. Ghislaine Maxwell approached her and told her that she'd be trained as a masseuse, but she ended up with Epstein for years. And one of the most high-profile names she accused was Prince Andrew. She said she was directed to have encounters with him on multiple occasions. She filed a lawsuit against Ghislaine and filed another one against Prince Andrew, which was settled privately. But guess what? Right after this, she mysteriously lost her life to S-side. How convenient that the most vocal Epstein victim just happened to off herself right after being privately settled.
He asked me to dance. He is the most hideous dancer I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was horrible, and this guy was sweating all over me. Like, his sweat was like, it was raining basically everywhere, and I was just like, whoa, grossed out from it. But I knew I had to keep him happy because that's what Jeffrey and Ghislaine would expect from me. The people on the inside are going to keep coming up with these ridiculous excuses, like his arm was elongated, or the photo was doctored, or he came to New York to break up with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, come on. I'm calling BS on this because that's what it is. He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth. And I know that's me.
Now, as I said, Allie Carter has been brought up a lot since the Epstein files were released, and it is for good reason. According to her, she was kidnapped and sent to the island as a teenager, where she was kept in tunnels, and she got to see everything we know now happen in real time. Now, from what Allie has been saying, it sounds like not every single victim was taken by force. Some of them were apparently handed over willingly by their own parents, or even through CPS, all in exchange for money. But the tough reality for Allie was that when she first started speaking out, most people had no clue just how dark things in the industry actually were. And the few who did have some idea were too deep in denial to give her the time of day.
Tried to feed us, and I remember it because when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
orders, jobs like that, you don't eat. You're not allowed to eat. You actually have to like starve yourself, because when you have to do those type of jobs, you can't eat because you will throw up.
Really?
If you are doing, or if you are a guy doing it, you will shit everywhere.
And the moment Allie started putting all of this out there, her life became a target. It came out that she had actually been lined up to testify in the Diddy trial, but she vanished before she ever made it to court. According to reports, the feds moved her into witness protection after she posted a video making it clear that she didn't feel safe.
You get pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get abused and re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue a back and forth this week like that fucking mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the speaking out. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my. So here you go. You can have it, right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize everything that they're saying. When you realize that that's bullshit, then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside. I don't give a damn about money, numbers on my platforms. You can have all of it. You took everything. The only thing that I give a shit about right now is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way. What am I supposed to do when the people in the authority that you're supposed to go to, you can't go to them?
And honestly, that's just how it is. Most people don't want to believe any of this is actually happening. It's way more comfortable to keep living in that bubble where your favorite celebrities are exactly who they pretend to be on camera. Good people. Wholesome people, but that's not what's really going on. And Allie has been trying to get people to wake up to that reality for years. Now Allie wasn't even shocked that the authorities kept brushing her off. Everybody knows these elites have people on their payroll at every level. What actually got under her skin was that regular, everyday people were dismissing her too, calling her unstable, when all she was ever doing was trying to put people on to what she personally went through. And she wasn't getting paid a single dollar for any of it, just dropping videos and telling her truth. Take the New Mexico ranch situation, for example. The files revealed that Epstein owned a massive property out there where he was allegedly planning to use large numbers of women to essentially populate his own version of a human race using his DNA. He had scooped up the 7,588-acre Zorro Ranch near Albuquerque back in the early 90s and threw up a 33,000-square-foot mansion on it. The whole thing was apparently built around a genetic engineering breeding program designed to create what he considered a superior bloodline, and he was reportedly in active talks with scientists about making it happen, using his own DNA. And then there's the sulfuric acid situation, which is where things take a really sinister turn. On the same day the FBI reopened its major trafficking investigation into him, Epstein wired money for 6 55-gallon drums, 330 gallons total, of concentrated sulfuric acid to be shipped straight to Little St. James. Now, if you know anything about what that acid does, it can dissolve virtually anything and leave zero forensic trace behind. The question of why he needed that much of it at that exact moment pretty much answers itself. And if you haven't already connected the dots, a whole lot of what Epstein was allegedly doing was being carried out on the same vulnerable people Allie had been describing all along. She was saying it years before any of this came out. And nobody listened. As usual, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, "I believe Allie. She's been saying the same thing for years. What she says is so outrageous that people didn't believe it, but she's been consistent, and now she has been vindicated." I'd heard stories about the elites having these kinds of gatherings, which are called satanic rituals, and are attended by elites to watch horrific things done to helpless people, even before I heard about Allie. Another person said, "Allie Carter has been talking for years and nobody would listen. I'm not sure why she wasn't asking to testify in his case." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Allie Carter exposing everything that was going on in Epstein Island? And do you really think this is going to make the feds look into the Epstein case again? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.